progress.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the post-match press conference. We have Head Coach Nick Cushing. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Starting that front row.
Hey Nick, the team had a quick start to the second half with 2 goals in the first 10 minutes after being 1-0 up. I just wanted to know how's the team talk in the locker room?
I think the last 2 games have been quite animated and a little bit like what annoys me is when I can see how effective we can be when we're aggressive and we play at a real high intensity, and when our intensity dips and we're not so aggressive out of possession, we then give the opposition chance to get into the game. And I think if we're going to be a top team, we need both sides of the game for 95 minutes. And, there's no problem if the guys really empty the tank and we pull them on 65, 70 minutes because we've got such a strong bench and really hungry guys that really want to go in and help the team. So I knew in the Nashville game that we could be so much better with an intensity offensively and defensively, and today was the same. You look at the last parts of the first half, we're allowing shots from the edge of the box, we're allowing crosses into the box. If we want to win games, we've got to sustain intensity, and this team is growing, and you see, I was so pleased with the second half performance.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So Santi plays the 9, comes out with a goal, I think 2 goals.
2.
Is our number 9 problem solved?
Do I take credit for this or no? Listen, I think, when you have such a good group of, firstly, Gabe Siegel he should be disappointed that he came out of the team because, okay, he didn't score a goal and it looks like Santi's done better, but Gabe gave us so much structure, so much tactical discipline, so much in and out of possession that, he should be disappointed first and foremost, and he continues to work hard. We went with Santi because I think when you've got offensive players like Tales Magno, Gabriel Pereira, Santiago Rodríguez, Richie Ledesma, it's so difficult to sit one of those guys. And, last week it's easy because Santi has a bit of hamstring pain. This week, those guys trained so well. They're so hungry. I think they can see that there's guys around them that want to take their shirt and their spot, so they train even harder and they want to improve even more. And I knew that Dallas would want the ball, and I knew that Dallas would try and dominate the ball, so I knew that Santi would give us some kind of tactical superiority in that. And I thought his performance, the goals are good, but his performance, all-round performance, was excellent.
John, Lupo?
Can I use this? I can use this? Okay. Nick, it seemed like from the beginning you guys were getting the ball in the midfield. The midfield was controlling the game. Obviously, Santi had a great game. It seemed like Gabriel Pereira had a good game. Richard Ledesma had a good game. So what do you think was the key in coming out and being aggressive, sort of setting the tempo, and then obviously the goals came in the second half?
Yeah, I think I say to the team, if we're going to be a top team and we're going to improve on last season, our offensive players have to have an incredible work rate because we know the talent they have. We know the moments they're going to give us. But I see too often in teams and maybe around the league, we rely on the offensive quality of our front players, but they don't really give so much defensively. And our team has always been 11 players that work hard, that work for each other. We're comfortable sitting low. We want to press the game high. And, if we defend with 8 players, we're going to get opened up against top teams like Dallas. I think for us, I know they're going to give us offensive moments. I thought we started the game a little bit nervous. We didn't solve the press in the first 5 minutes, and then James Sands, Keaton Parks, Richie Ledesma, the 2 central defenders. What I'm really pleased is that they solved the problem. We do a lot of work on it, and they started to disorganise Dallas's press, and then we get a foothold in the game, and that allows our offensive players to go and play. I was disappointed with the goal that was disallowed in the first half, but it is what it is. But no, I think once we get the work rate and the opposition see that we have a real industry about us, then our talent takes over and we win football games.
Andrew?
Hi, Coach. I wanted to ask about Luis Barraza. He's now 9 matches into steady starter work, and I wanted to ask what you'd seen that's changed over the course of him now as the number 1, and particularly in these last 2 matches here at Citi Field where he's kind of made a bunch of good point blank saves and sort of prevented some good opportunities.
Yeah, I can't actually say what's changed because he's never been in this situation. We've never had him roll 9 games. I think he played 5 or 6 when Sean went to the Gold Cup in 2020 or 2021, I think. But this is, it's new for him. He's a number 2 that is now playing in the number 1. I think the art is we have an excellent goalkeeping coach, Rob Vartugian, that pushes the goalkeeping department really hard. I think we've got great chemistry and rapport between Luis, Matt, Cody, Mizell, and we also got Alex Rando that trains. Luis knows that Matt Freese is really, really chomping at him and he wants a shirt. Matt Freese trains like an animal. And I look at him and the quality he has as a goalkeeper and the improvements that he has made coming from Philadelphia to here, which is a different style. I'm really conscious he needs a game. We need to play him. But Luis is making the saves that he made tonight. We will continue to push Luis, and it's the type of guy I am. I will give him praise. But the point-blank save he makes in the first half, he should catch the first ball, and then he doesn't have to make the second save. But this is how we improve, and that's not, we're going to make mistakes in the game, but I can't say enough. I can't give Luis enough praise. His bravery in positioning in possession, his decision-making in possession, and ultimately his saves are what why we keep picking him, and he retains the shirt. But like I say, Matt Freese is so close.
And we're going to go to the Zoom. Jonathan Segal.
Hey Nick, Jonathan here from MLS Soccer. Sepsi's obviously had the big night for you all, playing a slightly different role than we see usually from him. Can you walk us through the tactical approach that you were trying to implement with him as a striker of sorts, and maybe trying to get the most talent on the field in attacking positions? I think it's fair to say, thought of him maybe as a kind of Maxi heir apparent in a 10, but you play him as a 9 of sorts in different ways tonight.
Yeah, I think, in certain games we will have a different tactical approach. And if you look at the way we went to Dallas last year, we had a little tactical setup because I think these games are really tactical. I know Nico well, and I know how he sees the game, and I know how he wants to play the game. They want the ball, and they want to tactically disorganize our pressing moments, and they want to dominate the ball and create offensive moments. So we have to have an understanding of how we dominate the game. Tonight we went with Santi, Richie, Keaton, James Sands through the middle of the pitch. And at times we brought Tales inside to overload the middle of the pitch, and that helps. I thought we were really, really good in build-up and in possession tonight. Will we do it every game? No. We go to a really difficult Toronto team now where we may need a focal point, where we may need someone to run in behind, where we may need a real physical presence up there. Every game is different. So for what we asked the team and Santi in particular to do tonight, I thought Santi's performance was a masterclass, not only in the goals, but also in tactically the spaces that he played in and the decisions he made with the ball.
On the Zoom, Michael and Jer. Oh, go ahead, Jonathan.
These guys are just a quick follow-up on that. Being Santi coming back with a DP slot, there's some increased kind of responsibilities in some ways with that. And I'm curious how you've seen him respond to that. And tonight, at least in terms of box score impact, was definitely the most impactful game we've seen from him. So just how have you kind of seen him being now I think he's a big part of this club's future, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course. I think, we can see that he wants to be a big part of the club's future by returning. I think everybody can see the value that we see him and the esteem that we see him in. We wanted to bring him in. We made him a DP. We know he's going to add real value now and in the future. I can't say enough good things about Santiago Rodríguez. His work rate is excellent. His presence and rapport he has with his teammates and the presence he has within the locker room, he's far above his years. He's a young player, but actually he has a real maturity and a real presence in the locker room. And, we asked him to do a different role tonight. And he trained incredibly well, which made my mind up. We went with it. Santi will continue to work hard, and we'll continue to push him. I look at moments in other games where I think his numbers should be maybe a little bit higher with assists and goals. And we look at the likes of Gazdag and Dirusi and Mukhtar in past seasons. You have to be up in those high 20s, low 30s for goals and assists if you want to be a top offensive player. And I believe Santi can and will get there this season for us.
Michael Endrer.
Nick, thanks for the time. Sorry if this was asked already because I couldn't hear the first part of the press conference. But after last week, you mentioned that, or before last week, you said that maybe James wouldn't be playing because of the U.S. men's national team game. Just talk about his performance given the amount of minutes he's put on in this past week.
Yeah, I think, we knew he had foot pain after the Atlanta game. We knew that he travelled halfway across the country, played 90 minutes, had a slight injury when he gets the kick from in the game. I'll be really honest, irrelevant of the decision I make, I think you would have to bury this guy to stop him playing. So he's never going to allow me not to play him. There is zero consideration in taking him off the field because when he catches my eyes, I can tell he's saying to me, don't even think about taking me off. He is an incredible player for us, an incredible guy, someone that is incredibly committed to being the best player he can be. So whether it's going to bed early in Phoenix and making sure that he does all the recovery strategies when flying and when home and he's eating and he's sleeping and he's resting, and I have no doubts James Sanders is going to play well today. This guy, the sky is the limit for this guy, and we're just so happy that this stage of his development is here, because not only is he going to develop, he's going to be a huge part in us winning football games. I thought he was excellent tonight. I'll say again, I said it, when you win 3-1 and you dominate the game as much as we did, there has to be high performers, and for me, Santiago Rodríguez, James Sands, it was a masterclass from them tonight.
And final two, Ronnie and then Christian Hennig. Ronnie?
Thank you. Thank you, Esteban. Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Just wanted to ask, I know FC Dallas played a pretty physical first half, and wanted to just get your thoughts on what your halftime message was during that halftime break, knowing that FC Dallas were going to look for that goal in the second half. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I really love these games because both teams want the ball. Both teams want to dominate possession. Both teams want to build the play and control the game with the ball. So there is real problems to solve in the way that you retain the ball, but also in the ways that you stop them from controlling you with the ball. So, we knew that we'd have to do work. I remember the game down in Dallas last year when we won 1-0. We knew that exactly the same there. I think sometimes the game is physical when you don't get the game the way you want it. And I didn't think they were over physical. I thought the referee missed little bits, but it's okay. For me, it was about us being better. I do want to win this football game, but I also look in the future. What is our identity and how are we going to make sure that we win here and now and in the future? And that is with an incredible offensive game, which I thought we were good tonight. But defensively, we have to be able to suffer. We have to, the goal comes from a really good pressing moment, and we've had many of those. But there's too many shots on the goals and too many crosses in the box. We can't rely on individual plays like Maxime Chenot, Thiago Martins, Luis Barraza. Our team has to be set up to deny those goal chances and deny those crosses in the box. And, you see right before the half-time the shot on the goal. The simple moments, but it comes from hard work, commitment, and a real togetherness. And we're making huge progress in this, but we have to continue to work.
Hi, Coach. The last of those 3 home games in a row there, I'm just curious how it felt to finish the way you did.
Yeah, I think, we knew it was going to be difficult against Atlanta. We knew Nashville had, a real strong defensive game, and we knew Dallas, I've said before, they want the ball. So we wanted to put in performances for our fans. We were disappointed in the Atlanta game, but, pleased last week. And today we just wanted to really make a statement. We wanted to be good with the ball, score goals, create moments, and deny the opposition chances at the other end. And I thought we'd done that. And I think, when our fans see us playing this type of football, we have a real connection, and we felt it again tonight. A really good atmosphere. We're really happy that we paid back with some goals and we gave them some real exciting moments. And now we go on the road and we have to make sure that we pick points up on the road. If we want to improve on last year and we want to finish in the top spots, it's the points on the road that's going to be the difference, because we know we can win football games at home here.